Satnam and welcome. So this is the fourth time we're going to do the power pack. And the theme of this week has very powerfully been peace and love. So I'm interesting to see how that theme can kind of resonate with this practice that we're doing today. And while you're just finding yourself and closing your eyes, allowing all those molecules come back to this time and space, just tune in to your home base in you. And feeling how gravity is pressing your heaviness towards the ground. And there's a deep rest in giving into that, yielding into that gravity. Feeling your sit bones, feeling your legs, feeling your thighs on the ground. And how from that heaviness pushes through the lightness of your bones, the lightness of your fluid system pumping upwards. Feeling how the heavy material is falling, trickling down, and the light material is floating up to the surface, going higher and higher and higher. And see if you can start directing the breath, the in-breath, into your belly, allowing the belly to expand. And see if there is any reflexes of sigh or of anything else that comes into you, maybe a yawn. And maybe you can think about the breath as a kind of a swing, where you come to the fullness of the breath in, and how then it gets quieter and quieter and quieter before there's a stillness moment before the swing turns back, and you have the feeling, the reflex of wanting to breathe out. And again, breathing out, 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 until you feel you're empty, and then it gets even lighter and more lighter, a lighter out breath until you come to the full out breath, the moment of stillness before you feel the pleasure of breathing in. And really feeling your body full with the in-breath. And feeling the pleasure of breathing completely, completely out. Slowly coming back to the neutral breathing again. feeling already how much more present you are. And today we're going to do a series of warm-ups that are using breath, and just to a specific kind of breathing mechanics. And let's start with cooling breath, with the Sitali breath, which means that you make a U shape of your tongue. If you cannot do a U shape with your tongue, like this, you can just make an O-shaped mouth, like that. But if you can do a U-shaped mouth, breathing in, long, deep breathing, maybe counting to 4, if that's okay with you, with the tube called Sitali breath. And then you can breathe out through your nose. And if you feel like you can extend it, you can add counts to the in-breath. You can even listen to the music and take the rhythm of the music. The Sitali breath is very good to cool down emotions. Like if you really feel like you're having trouble in calming down. Also, if you have fever and you need to cool your system down, the Sitali breath is excellent for that. Taking 10 Sitali breaths are like counting to 10 maxed out to maximum. It's also a very good way of helping your lungs to get cleaned. And sometimes when if you're either smoking or something else, or if you're in a flu or you have allergies, it might sometimes feel afterwards that, or even during that, there's something happening in your lungs, but you can pace yourself, but it's actually very beneficial for you to have a cooling breath. And now returning back to normal breath. And you might have a sort of a ginger ale moment with that deeply oxygenated situation happening. And let's bring our hands in front of our heart, with the knuckles of your thumbs just lightly pressing to your breastbone, finding a straight spine, allowing the energy to flow upwards from the ground through your head. Maybe you want to roll your shoulders just to make sure that you have an open heart position, and find a slight tuck into your head so that your neck is not bending backwards. And an active slight press from one hand to another, bringing the masculine and feminine, the plus and the minus, a fully charged position of calmness and activation. With the eyes closed and focused on the third eye point, ever so gently and lightly. Feeling your navel center being strong and a little bit uplifted from your base. A strong base allows you to relax your shoulders and relax your top, the upper part of your body. And feel how the breath is coming deeply in through your nose, all the way down and then all the way out again. Breathing deeply and actively again in through your nose. Feeling the strength of your lower chakras, and then breathing out. And with the next in breath, let's chant 3 times Om Namo Gurudev Namo with the focus of our third eye point. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Take a deep breath in. Hold your breath. Tune in to your focus of the day, the purpose and elevation of this practice beyond your own development, the purpose of elevating the entire consciousness of this planet. And breathe out. Now, let's continue with our breathing exercises doing the ego eradicator. So here we are going to engage again with the type of breath that is a bit different. So if you're new to breath of fire, so focus on your belly, pumping in and then releasing. The in is more active and the out is kind of more relaxed. So we are breathing out, 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 and our knuckles are very active. So the fingers are kind of bent and touching the pads of our hands, and the thumb become like a little antenna sticking out. Let me come a bit lower. And then making sure that you're very well seated and the thumbs are going up, closing your eyes, focused on the third eye point. And let's start with panting like a dog. This panting like a dog is very good for your immune system. So just alone this is a very good breathing practice in itself. And try to find a rhythm. The rhythm allows your body to kind of go into an automatic way of regulating the breath in and out, making sure that you get enough oxygen coming in and then out. And now let's close. If you feel like it, you can close your mouth and go into breath of fire. Try to find an active rhythm that is suitable for you. It doesn't have to be too fast, But too slow might actually be harder to maintain than a kind of a natural active breath. If you need to take a break, but don't lose the position, and then just come back to breathing. Pace yourself the way you need to pace. Doing great, really good. 20 more seconds. And really, if you can find the structure of your hands kind of stretched out and the thumbs being super active, the thumbs are actually allowing you to help it. They're actually helping you to keep your hands up. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Take a deep breath in. Hold your mula band, your sex organs, navel center, and then bring your fingers up to touch above your head and press the thumbs. And then slowly, gracefully breathe out and bring your hands down and put your fingers on the ground so that you earth it back. You ground your energy back to the earth. Normal breathing, allowing the energy to settle. And then we're going to go into a plank pose. So it's again a position that will activate we will be using the breath of fire. So you're going to come down on your back on the floor. And if you have if you have something that with your back that it's not so strong or it doesn't feel comfortable, you can put your hands under your pelvis or even put your knuckles under your pelvis. So that's really a possibility, a viable possibility. Oops, I need to move my now. Okay, so you can do this if you need, or this if you need. Otherwise, just bring your hands close to your body, and again, activated hands. And what you can just watch. We're gonna do so that you lift your pointed toes and your head a little bit off the ground, and then we're gonna do breath of fire. Or you can do this, or if you even want, you can do it like this. This is also really possible. What we're going to do is we're going to activate our navel center. That is the idea of this. And the navel center is really where all our meridians and all our nadis are coming together. And also if there's any kind of stuckness, then it's going to affect all our body. And also when we want to create life force and kind of groundedness and kind of this kind of similar to martial arts, this kind of energy, it's all in here. And I wanted to add that today to our practice, this kind of point of view of strength, because I think it's an interesting idea that peace is not a passive thing. Peace is actually an active thing. So coming down, we're going to do it in phases. So we're going to do it first. So find a good position and let's start doing. So bring your legs, feet up, point toes, hands the way and your head up. And let's start breath of fire, looking at your toes. Find a way how you can really get it from your belly. The energy of the breath is activated. And if you find the structural strength of your whole body, it actually helps you to hold back. A little bit more. If you need to take breaks, you can take breaks. 15 more seconds. Take a deep breath in. Hold your posture. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And slowly, gently come back and relax. Just relax. Slowly come to one of your sides, to the left or your right. And then take the top leg a bit more back, and with your hands, help yourself to come up. Yep. And then coming to a cross-legged position, and very gently and slowly start to do the Sufi grind. So either left side or right side, but just bringing your torso in a circular motion around. And even here, you can actually take the idea of the belly and the navel, how those are making a circle, moving that area of our digestion, of our creativity with a lot of energy, just taking that softness into it. It's gentle warm up. So we kind of agitated it, and now we're just going like, okay, you're here. And then maybe you can now start to think about more the upper body. So allowing the energy coming more towards your heart and your shoulder blades. Allowing the upper body to curve more, bring the shoulder blades together more when you go forwards, and curving them away from each other when you go backwards, and breathing in when you come forwards, and breathing more actively out when you come backwards. And slowly coming to a stillness, to the center. Take a deep breath in and out. And let's start going to the other direction. Again, maybe taking the navel first for a ride. Maybe the circle is a little bit smaller in that case. You can even have this idea of stirring a pot. And first we're stirring the lower pot. And then slowly starting to take that energy upwards, guiding the energy, the Kundalini energy, higher up in your body, towards the heart and the shoulder blades. Taking breath in when you go out and breath out when you come in. And slowly, gently coming to making smaller circles closer to the spine, winding it in like a spiral towards the full stillness of a straight spine. And take a deep breath in and out. And as a last warm-up, bring your left hand and your right hand on your heart, and then bring your right ear towards your right shoulder, and then the left ear towards the left shoulder. It doesn't have to be necessarily even a stretch, just a way of allowing for the neck and the heart to balance. This is a moving asana where the psyche of the heart is balancing itself. At the same time, we are allowing that energy that we've been lifting up through the body go further up to the neck, through our heart and our throat chakra, up towards the third eye point, and all the way up towards the crown chakra, and all the way up to the eighth chakra, which is used in Kundalini, which is the aura. Awakening ourselves to the aura around us and the energy above our head. So slowly and gently winding it down, making a few smaller ones. And take a deep breath in and out. And let's take another breath in and hold our root lock, squeezing our anus, sex organs, and navel center just very gently. And like a pot for the flower, that is the pot, that is the container where our energy is. And then the flower, the tree, is rising above from it, opening up to the skies with all its leaves and fruits, and breathing out and letting go. Good. Now take a sip of water if you want. And let's start with our task at hand, the Kirtan Kriya, and well, first the Sat Kriya and then the Kirtan Kriya. It is an idea to have a journal with you sometimes when you practice, because sometimes there are moments of aha moments that come up, or something that you understand while practicing. And they might sometimes actually, you think in the moment that, oh, I'll remember that later on, but sometimes we don't. I've practiced a lot of times without a journal because I just felt I needed to be in a non-cognitive space. But there's also something in that deep, lower frequency of like more of a dream state where we come, that opens up some kind of imagination and horizons of something that we haven't imagined before. Okay, so going into the Sat Kriya, and today I would like to have a focus on this idea of the so focusing on the and then the and how that really is kind of a wave that comes up. And then when the nam being really a way of the energy going up, but also like a flower opening through your body. And you can hear that nam and how that has that pleasure and opening in that. So that's, and then the nam being the focus. So we have the same mudra in our hands. So the hands are crossed, except the index finger is pointing up, and then the thumbs are crossed. There is some people say that men and women should do it differently. I say you do it the way that feels comfortable. And you can, today, I would suggest to be in a rock pose. Make sure that you have something similar, something good under your buttocks, but you can also do it seated. So whatever feels good. And then the hands rising up, also being able to be here or in front of your third eye point. But if you can, there's a very specific alignment that happens when you can bring your hands above your head. And now just taking the practice of Sat, Nam, Sat, Nam, Sat, Nam. Just try that out a few times. Testing how what does it do in your lower body, Okay? And let's start together and do for 3 minutes. I'll call 1 minute when we're done in case you don't want to do longer. Sat Nam. 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 Now, if you want to do only for 1 minute, you can lay down. For 3 minutes, let's continue. In your own time, in your own phase. Finding the navel, finding the alignment of your neck and your shoulders. Eyes focused on the third eye point. Using the press of the index fingers, pressing each other and shooting up. Really sending like a little signal post, sending these signals up to the infinite universe. You're doing really great. 1 minute left. No. Finding the depth and the lightness, the juiciness and the pleasure, the feeling and letting go. One last time. Sat Nam. And take a deep breath in. Hold your breath. Squeeze your root lock, anal, sex organs, and navel center. Reach up with your hands. Press the index fingers together. Press, 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 press. And slowly, gently press the hands and release your breath and bring your fingers, pressing the index finger down. So you release your breath out and you press the index fingers together, guiding back down that Kundalini energy. Bringing it from the heights down in. Very nice job. Very nice work. Now please, if you will, let's go into the relaxation. Cover yourself. Make yourself comfortable so that you don't have to move. This is the moment when the work actually happens. And the work happens best in your subtle bodies when you zone out and you relax. Allowing your eyes feel heavy inside your skull. allowing your palms rest on the ground. And your shoulders relax. Your jaw is not clenching anymore. Feel how your lower back is relaxing and your belly is relaxing. How your pelvis opens up to the ground. How your muscles in your legs are heavy. How the soles of your feet are heavy and relaxed. You allow yourself to go to a deep, relaxed, meditative state. And you allow the energy go where it needs to go without you interfering with it. Allowing the deep wisdom of the body and of energy do its job. Bringing life force to the cells, rejuvenating, oxygenating. Allowing your system to sweep your body clean from all the toxins you don't need anymore, of all the excess proteins, carbon dioxide. Of all the excess hormones collected into your system, of all the excess luggage that you're carrying. Just letting it all go. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Rolling your eyes under the closed lids, making a big circle to one direction and then to the other direction. Then wiggling your toes and your fingers, rotating your wrist and your ankles to one direction and then the other direction. Bringing the knees to your chest. And if you want to make a little twist, stretch, cat stretches. Then rubbing your hands and feet together. And then slowly, gently, if you want to rock up, you can do rocking chair. Or then otherwise coming to your side and then with your hands helping yourself up. Take a sip of water if you want, so that your vocal cords are nicely juicy and lubricated. So the variation of today's Kirtan Kriya is the English translation of it, or the English variation of it. So the same posture of hands on your knees, and the same posture of doing the index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and little finger. And we're going to use the rhythm of this music to chant, "Peace begins with me. Peace begins with me." The same thing as before. So the eyes are on the third eye point. And if you have the possibility of thinking of the syllables falling down through your head and then being directed through your third eye point, you can add that. But the main thing is that you are having a good seated position with your spine straight. So it's good to even sit on a chair if this is more difficult. And again, allowing when it gets like hard, when you've done it enough times, especially the second time around, when coming out of the silence, you can feel how your system is different. And that's because your vagus nerve has been kind of recalibrated, retuned. So it might be that we don't have the same voice. And I would really suggest that don't try to force your voice. Allow your voice to come out as it comes, with the alignment that feels right. Usually what happens is after a while, your voice will come back. Maybe you have no problems, but this happens quite often to me. So you might hear it that I lose my voice at some point. But there's an interesting process when you allow your vagus nerve to kind of rebalance and recalibrate itself. So this is the music. Can you hear me still talking? Oh, now we exactly got into the quiet moment. So finding our focus and concentration. Long deep breathing in and out. Listening to the music and getting the sense of what we are dealing with. So the rhythm would be following the music's rhythm, chanting followingly. Peace begins with me. 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 And now whispering. Peace begins with me. 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 And now silently in your mind, peace begins. now starting to chant again with whisper. With the good pressure on your fingers, checking your posture, remembering the third eye point and the syllables coming down through your head and out through your forehead, your third eye point. Peace begins with me. Peace begins with peace begins with me. 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 And now starting to chant with a normal voice. Peace begins with me. 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 Now let resting your breath. Feeling that energy and rhythm. Like waves in an ocean, spreading from you to all around you. Now take a deep breath in and stretch your fingers up. Hold your breath. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Hold your breath. Stretch. And now with an out breath, allow your lingering to shake, then you can shake, shake, shake. And now let's end the class by bringing our hands in front of the third eye, third eye points, the heart chakra, sorry. A good straight 90 degrees angle from your elbows. Hands pressing with a nice firm grip with each other, and the knuckles to the breastbone. And again, bring your shoulders a few rounds behind, making sure that your heart is open and your shoulders are relaxed. Your neck is falling upwards, and your neck is slightly tucked in. And opening up to the feeling and sensation that you have right now. Becoming aware of your emotional state, of what has been moved, what has come to rest. Realizing the energy around you and in you. Feeling the light that you shine. And when we are chanting the Sat Nam, the long Sat and short Nam 3 times to close the practice, see how that resonates from your heart into your aura, into your light, and how that, your aura and the light, touches and reaches people around you. And it touches you back with all its blessings. So let's take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. And let's chant with the next breath. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Last time. Sat Nam. Bring your hands to the third eye point in gratitude. And if you want, also grounding your energy, bring your palms to the ground and your forehead to the ground. Not only to thank, but also to state to yourself and your psyche that the practice has ended. The Kundalini energy to calm down and ground itself back. So thank you very much. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful evening. Wherever you are.